सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. At the time of being in the class where decisively we have withdrawn from the world, convincingly seated in the class, at that time itself, all the sadhanas at the instrument level of mind's focus, single pointedness, intellect's attentiveness to understand, keeping the gaining knowledge in the chitta, ego in tune and surrender to God. Again, the same intellect used to deeply analyze and catch the truth and untruth that is spoken on the basis of Shastras. At the time of the class itself, if we can fully this way involve, we have done the best thing and we are gaining the best thing also. The same mind earlier which never allowed us to come to class, same mind now either doesn't allow us to attentively listen or make us postponed about what is heard now to understand later. Keeping that aspect of postponement away, while we are in the class for this 1 hour, if we can focus maximum, learn maximum, try to change our convictions according to what we learn, we have done a very good sadhana. Beyond the class, if we are able to do the same thing, we are doing the best. We are true, genuine, sincere, and capable sadhakas. May we do both ways prove ourselves to be the sadhakas. Now the mantras. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha Janmadyasya Yatonvayati Tarata Arteshva Vignaswarat Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adikavaye Mohyanti Yatsurayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Amrusha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Yam Pravrajantamanupeta Krutyam Dvaipayano Virakatara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravobhineduhu Tam Sarvabhuta Hrudayam Munimanatosmi Narayanan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayed. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Yonta Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakhila Shaktidhara Swadhamna Anyanscha Hastacharana Shravanatvagadina Pranana Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Samasta Devatabhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Namaha Srimad Bhagavatacharyebhyo Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Om Shri Vedavyasa Shukha Brahmaye Marshaye Suta Mahamune Vaishampayana Rishiye Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Ekadasha Skandaha Muktihi Hitvanyatha Rupam स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ पारायणम् अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः. Let us do first to 30th mantra Parayanam of this 23rd most profound, beautiful chapter of 11th Skandha, Srimad Bhagavatam Maha with the feeling that one of the very unique sadhana, rare sadhana, beautiful sadhana we are doing, that of remembering the Lord through the chanting Parayana of this most divine Purana, Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam, which is none but the expression of Bhagavan Krishna himself. Let that faith be there, let that concentration be there, let according to our energy chant vocally, if not in the mind, and at the same time feel that it is Bhagavata, none but Lord Krishna, along with that, if possible, while chanting only, to whatever the extent, the mantra artha you are able to grasp, even little, maybe a 1%, 2%, what is required is that effort while chanting, trying to understand. Later on, we learn more and more Sanskrit and thoroughly we study and chant, understand. ये सब बाद में होएगा. फिलहाल, right now, up to our capacity. Let us start. अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीशुक उवाच स एवमाशंसित उद्धवेन भागवतमुख्येन दाशार्हमुख्यः सभाजयन् भृत्यवचो मुकुन्दः तमावभाषे श्रवणीयवीर्यः श्रीभगवानुवाच बार्हस्पत्य स वै नात्रा साधुर्वै दुर्जनेरितैः दुरुक्तैर्भिन्नमात्मानं यः समाधातुमीश्वरः न तथा तप्यते विद्धः पुमान् बाणैः सुमर्मगैः यथा तुदन्ति मर्मस्थाः ह्यसतां परुषेशवः कथयन्ति महत्पुण्यम् इतिहासमिवोद्धवामिहोद्धवा तमहं वर्णयिष्यामि निबोधसु समाहितः केनचित् भिक्षुणा गीतं परिभूतेन दुर्जनैः स्मरता धृतियुक्तेन विपाकं निजकर्मणाम् अवन्तीषु द्विजः कश्चित् आसीत् आड्यतमः श्रिया वार्तावृत्तिः कदर्यस्तु कामी लुब्धोति लोकोपनः ज्ञातयोतिथयस्तस्य वाङ्मात्रेणापि नार्चिताः शून्यावसथ आत्मापि काले कामैरनर्चितः दुःशीलस्य कदर्यस्य द्रुह्यन्ते पुत्रबान्धवाः दारादुहितरो भृत्याः विषण्णानाचरन् प्रियम् तस्यैवं यक्षवित्तस्य च्युतस्योभयलोकतः धर्मकामविहीनस्य चुक्रुदुः पञ्चभागिनः तदवद्यानविस्रस्त पुण्यस्कन्धस्य भूरिद अर्थोऽपि अगच्छन्निधनं बह्वायासपरिश्रमः ज्ञातयो जगृहुः किञ्चित् दस्यव उद्धव दैवतः कारतः किञ्चित् ब्रह्मबन्धोर्नृपार्थिवात् स एवं द्रविणे नष्टे धर्मकामविवर्जितः उपेक्षितश्च स्वजनैः चिन्ताम् आपदुरत्ययाम तस्यैवं ध्यायतो दीर्घं नष्टरायस्तपस्विनः खिद्यतो बाष्पकण्ठस्य निर्वेदः सुमहानभूत् स चाहेदमहो कष्टं वृथात्मा मेनुतापितः न धर्माय न कामाय यस्यार्थायास ईदृशः प्रायेणार्थाः कदर्याणां न सुखाय कदाचन इह चात्मोपतापाय मृतस्य नरकाय च यशो यशस्विनां शुद्धं श्लाघ्याये गुणिनां गुणाः लोभः स्वल्पोऽपि तान् हन्ति श्वित्रो रूपमिवेप्सितं अर्थस्य साधने सिद्धे उत्कर्षे रक्षणे व्यये नाशोपभोग आयासः त्रासश्चिन्ताभ्रमो नृणाम स्तेयं हिंसानृतं दम्भः कामः क्रोधः स्मयो मदः भेदो वैरमविश्वासः संस्पर्धा व्यसनानि च एते पञ्चदशानर्थाः ह्यर्थमूला नृणाम तस्माद् अनर्थमर्थाख्यं श्रेयोऽर्थे दूरतस्त्यजेत् भिद्यन्ते भ्रातरोदाराः पितरः सुहृदस्तथा एका स्निग्धा काकिनिनाः सद्यः सर्वे रयः कृताः अर्थेनाल्पीयसाह्येते संरब्धा दीप्तमन्यवः त्यजन्त्याशु स्पृधो घ्नन्ति सहसोत्सृज्य सौहृदं लब्ध्वा जन्मामरप्रार्थ्यं मानुष्यं तद्विजाग्र्यतां तद् अनादृत्य ये स्वार्थं घ्नन्ति यान्त्यशुभां गतिं स्वर्गापवर्गयोर्द्वारं प्राप्य लोकमिमं पुमान् द्रविणे को नु सज्जेत मर्त्योऽनर्थस्य धामनि देवर्षि पितृभूतानि ज्ञातीन् बन्धूंश्च भागिनः असंविभज्य चात्मानं यक्षवित्तः पतत्यधः व्यर्थयार्थे हयावित्तं प्रमत्तस्य वयोबलं कुशलायेन सिद्ध्यन्ति जरठः किन्नु साधये कस्मात् संक्लिश्यते विद्वान् व्यर्थयार्थे हयासकृतु कस्य चिन्मायया नूनं लोकोऽयं सुविमोहितः किं धनैर्धनदैर्वा किं कामैर्वा कामदैरुता मृत्युना ग्रस्यमानस्य कर्मभिर्वोत जन्मदैः नूनं मे भगवान् तुष्टः सर्वदेवमयो हरिः येन नीतो दशाम् एतां निर्वेदश्चात्मनप्लवः सोऽहं कालावशेषेण शोषयिष्येऽङ्गमात्मनः अप्रमत्तोऽखिलस्वार्थे यदि स्यात् सिद्ध आत्मनि तत्र माम् अनुमोदेरन् देवास्त्रिभुवनेश्वराः मुहूर्तेन ब्रह्मलोकं खट्वाङ्गः समसाधयत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मा मुञ्चत कर्हिषिद ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ अष्टाविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच Salutations. When it is an object in the outer world, it being tangible, gross, substantial, we can easily handle it and do the required. And whatever the required we do in that object, tangible object, substantial object, that thing done remains on that, whatever action we take. But what we do in spiritual sadhana is dealing with the most volatile, most agitating, uncertain, flickering instrument called as the managing of the mind. In spiritual sadhana, it is operation on the mind of removing all the notions that it is carrying, not from one day or 2 days, from millions of lives. And in that place, replacing with the positive understandings. First of all, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, these instruments are not even recognized by us that they are there and they are like this and they are functioning like that. After that only we study them, our own antakarana. Then when we study the outer shastras, what is said in shastra and what is contained in our antakarana, we do comparative study. Then whatever that are unrequired, not required, detrimental, the traits that are there in antakarana, we remove them, throw them away, and in that place put these new knowledges, wisdoms gained. These things, as easily said, is never ever easy in doing. Is it not? See the memory power, how much we have, understanding capacity of the intellect, how much we have, focusing of the mana, how much we have. The most important qualities for spirituality called as Shraddha, the Bhakti, the Ananyata, the Jignasa, that I want to definitely change. These gunas, how much do we have? We don't even know that these gunas exist. We don't even know that they are required for our spiritual sadhana. At that level, when we are, it is natural that our expectations, that through some superficial studies of Shastra, we must change that expectation is thwarted or unfulfilled. These attempts of ours from last 2.5 years to listen and try to understand is an attempt for us to know that how difficult is our adhyatmic sadhana, how difficult it is to catch the inner equipments, mold them to become qualified for Atma Anubhuti, out of which there is a mukti. Then this difficulty acceptance should inspire us to put more due efforts. And in all Adhyatmika sadhana, whether we like it or not, the major chunk of effort is giving up what nonsense we are doing. Like even in physical health nowadays, the most of the diseases are because of the taking up many unwanted things at the food level, at the rest level, at the psychological level. All those unwanted things taken up, when they are given up, more than half of the treatment for the health is done. The remaining half is some medication if it's required, then some of the, what do you say, the cares we take, empowerings we take to the mind and to the body, some proper food, that's all. Giving up is the one which Vedanta expects. We hold on to many self-destroying things in the form of our consumption through food, etc., in the form of our perceptions to sense organs, etc., mostly in the form of our wrong habits in our day-to-day conduct. So, to our very strongly made wrong notions, wrong convictions. And finally, to be given up wrong notion is I am Jiva. That's it. The moment that is dropped, you are the self. So, the two things we will learn today in our introduction is It is the operation done on our antakarana to catch which itself so difficult. Therefore, put more effort, same time, don't expect the results to come overnight. Yet never give up the inspiration, never give up the efforts continuously of listening to Shastra and molding ourselves. Second point is in Shastra, Adhyatmic Sadhana, before we take up, lot of things we have to be given up. Lot of things are sufficient things when they are given up, then we become capable to take up what is a positive to be taken up. Like if you give up TV, then only you can give up, take up our YouTube classes. If you give up only the reading of unnecessary newspapers, etc., that you can take up the study of Shastra. If you give up talking to the people unnecessarily, then only you can take up the talking to Bhagavan through Upasana Puja. If you give up unnecessary thinking in the mind of unwanted things, then only we can take up our japa. Is it not? If we give up our excessive sleeper, then only we can take up our higher, deeper contemplations and meditations. It is always like that. Take up makes us give up gives us chance to take up. दोनों मिलकर साधना व्यतिरेक and अन्वय technically. So these two things having kept in our mind this way with one or the other thought daily, when we equip ourselves, mature ourselves, and practice that wherever required, definitely we will grow in our spirituality. Now in the chapter of 11th Skanda, Sri Krishna Bhagavan taking the opportunity, giving the highest wisdom to entire mankind through Uddhavaji before he winding up his own Avatara Leela. This is the absolute Tattva explained from that standpoint. The entire world in which we are living, which we have taken up to be absolute reality, its position is made to reassess by us. Know the reality from that standpoint, assess this world and the life which you are taking as real. That is the subject matter in the 28th chapter, which is very sublime even to know the topic itself. Topic का नाम ही इतना मुश्किल वाला है, then really it is tough to go into the details to understand and to work out them in our practice and experience them. Yet we are now getting that courage, we have that daring at least to listen to Shastra. We have that, what do you say, the goodwill, the mental preparation, making convenient to listen to Shastra. The first leap we have taken compared to ourselves earlier and many others, they have not taken the first leap of having guts, courage, convenience, what I say, daring to put effort to listen. And the one who comes to the class to listen, the class in which the Paramatma and the entire Guru Parampara are always there. Do you mean to say they are not acknowledging our presence? Do you mean to say they are very harsh-hearted, that they don't bless us? No, they're so kind that enough for them that we are committed regular students, that they slowly start pouring their grace, which works in the form of purification of antakarana and gaining sattva guna, using of the intellect to analyze and understand. Again, the ego is committed to give up its wrong identities, get into the right identity with the self. These beautiful inner necessary qualities for transformation, self unfoldment are given to us by the Devatas and Gurus who are in the class very much when we regularly attend. Because the first leap we have taken, then it becomes their responsibility to help in the second leap. In the second leap, when they are helping us in understanding, those understandings, when we take as convictions, we try again on the seat of meditation or in the day-to-day vyavahara to change ourselves from samsari to the sadhaka, as we described yesterday. Again in the fourth leap, they come and remove the obstacles, the terrible obstacles of all sorts of tamoguna, all sorts of rajoguna. Pave a way by making many things convenient. Using these conveniences more enthusiastically with energy, bubbling energy, and willing to know only the Paramatma, nothing else required. In that mood, to that third leap, when we enter, they put the red carpet, they hold our hands, the Gurus and Devatas take us to the experience and show, see, this is what is the truth, which you are missing from millions of lives, which we were ever to give you, you are not ready to receive. Now, abide in this true self and get your experience of Anantatva, Sat Tattva, Chit Tattva, Ananda Tattva, Ekameva Advaya Tattva. There are no possibilities, even if you search now, for you to go back to the earlier life of limitations, botherations, problems, miseries, and bondages. That's the meaning of Yameva Isha Vrunute Tena Labhyaha Tasyesha Atma Vivrunute Tanum Swam. That is the meaning of Soi Janata Jai Devu Janai. Janata Tumahi Hoi Jai. He is the one who reveals. Maya metam tarantite. Then all the things, moksha ishyami, from all bandhana, what all assurances given by the Paramatma in different scriptures, that is what will happen. But from the first leap of regularly coming to the class, we step back if at all, then all the gained thing we are lost. No, it is like that करोड़पति का कोई सीरियल होता है ना, आई हैव सीन वेरी लॉन्ग बैक, ज़्यादा नहीं, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड, पैसे नहीं चाहिए हमको, भगवान चाहिए. In that they come up to 50 lakh question, 50 lakh to something, I don't know, 1 crore. Then the question is asked, then only one lifeline. Then if you answer 1 crore विवारा, गलत कर दी तो ई से समथिंग 3.2 और 6, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इट मीन, 3 लाख 20 लाख होगा. Where is 50 lakh coming to 3.2 lakh? If you only answer, means from such a leap you fall. So too from the first leap of coming regularly to class, listening the Shastra, if you take step back, all that which gained is forgotten so quickly, which every one of you know, when you bunk the class for 3-4 days, what happens to your mind. So too to me, all of us. So that commitment of not going back, giving up this first leap is the gift each of us give to ourselves. No way other than this to keep up consistently our focus and attention for understanding and knowing what is spirituality, what is the sadhana in it, what is the growth in it, what is the ultimate thing to be achieved in it. So with this Bodhghatam, in the 20th chapter, these things are dealt, very sublime things are dealt. So we just try our best to understand. Luckily in spirituality, there are no limitation of attempts. Like civil services, maximum 35 years, 4 or 6 attempts, I don't know how much, they are increased to. Beyond that, you can't. There are limitations in attempts. There are age barring in many things in the world. In spirituality, ऐसा नहीं है. Whatever the age, n number of times till you reach the result, you can go on attempting. In fact, they welcome you. Like in all your javelin throw, shot put throw, in the sports, only 3 chances are given. In cricket, only 20 overs are given. In that, you have to win. 2 बॉल पहले छक्का मार के गेट द विक्ट्री. बियॉन्ड दैट यू आर नॉट गिवन. यार मैं 40 ओवर खेलता हूँ, नहीं होता. 20 मीन्स 20. In the same way, everywhere in the world there are limited attempts of. But in spirituality, till you reach the goal, you are given a mauka to attempt. That facility should not be misused, saying that कभी भी कर सकते ना, या कभी कभी करूंगा, अब नहीं करूंगा. नहीं, इसका अर्थ है कि बहुत बार करना पड़ता है. अभी से शुरू करो, करते करते रहो, हो जाएगा. Even if you don't understand in first few attempts, keep on attempting. अब देखो एक बार साधना का साधक के रूप में निश्चय कर लिया, बाकी क्या लेने देना हमको. Have you come to that thing? Yesterday we discussed this very lengthily. I have decided myself to be Adhyatmic Sadhaka. What else is important to me? Politics, money earning, investments, businesses, entangling with the people and projects, caught up in the things, lost in the entertainments. No, no, ये सब तो हो गया. I am साधक. और साधक को ऐसा बॉदरेशन नहीं है, तो और भी करो, और थोड़ा करो, थक गए थोड़ा आराम लो, फिर से शुरू करो. When they are in the ashram or jungle, go for tapasya, what they do? 50% sadhana they did by going away from the world. In the remaining 50%, they do that. थक गए तो सोए, उठे भी समय ध्यान किया, फिर से थक गए थोड़ा सो गए, भूख लगा थोड़ा खा ली. They are other than surviving themselves, living, doing what sadhana they have understood from the Guru. Only that they do. एंड इन दैट अटेम्प्ट कभी दिन भर नींद आती, सो जाते हैं, रात भर जागते हैं तो ध्यान लगाते हैं. दिन रात का कोई मायना नहीं होता. जब कभी द माइंड कोऑपरेट, द भगवान ब्लेसेस, दैट टाइम दे सिट एंड डू मेडिटेशन. व्हेनेवर इट इज, बिकॉज